What's up, my peeps? Today I have a NU battle versus Jones115, and this is the second battle we had. And to get this battle started, he leads off with a spread and solid with Reggie Rock, and me predicting him to use trick like most of them are, Scarf. I go into my Tarzan because that's the best thing that could be tricked. But he decides to use Stealth Rock, so I'm like, okay. So I decided to stay in and use Crunch just to see what the rest of his moves are and scout him out a little bit. And he Thunder Waves, and I'm like, okay, that's fine because my Kangaskhan has a Lumberry. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to be paralyzed, so I'm going to switch out here. And I'm going to go into my Regirock, back into him because he has rest. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So he decides to go ahead and get the paralyzation off. And I'm like, okay. So I'm about to go back to my original plan like I was originally going to do from the beginning of the battle. And decide to use my Stealth Rocks and get those up for Energy Hatchets. And that's what I do. And as he goes into Marowak. So I'm like, okay, I know he's going to Earthquake. So I'm going to go into my special wall, which is Wise One by Knock Tower. And yeah, I was right. He decides to Earthquake, and I am not affected by that. Get my leftovers recovery. And yeah, I go ahead and do my Reflect, because just to wall him a little bit more, because I'm a special wall, and I have no defensive bulk. So he goes back into my Sprit, and yeah, he decides to switch back into Marowak, predicting me to switch back into Regirock, which I do not do. And I go ahead and do Toxic, which is a good play on my part. And right now, since I don't know what he's going to do, I don't know any of his moves or anything, I'm just going to Air Slash just to scout out his moves a little bit and to see how much damage it'll do. And that's an alright amount. I know he has no decent form of recovery, so good damage, any damage is good damage. And since I don't want to take a double edge, I'm going to go into my Regirock. And yeah, my Regirock can take that all day because he's a boss. And like, by the way, the Regis are my favorite Pokemon out of all. So I'm using these Pokemon a lot for a while. Anyway, so I go back in the Wise One, expecting him to use Earthquake, but he predicted good, and he does another double edge, predicting me to go back into him. And yeah, my special wall is now gone. And now that his life is down to a spreadable amount, I can revenge kill him off with the return. And that's what I do. Go ahead and kill him with the return, and he sends out Miltank, which is a defensive wall. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch because I can't do nothing to him. And I am suspecting he's a cursor, and I am correct. And that he's trying to set up on me so he can go ahead and sweep. But that ain't gonna happen because my Regirock here can take hits all day because he a boss. But anyway, back to the battle. I get my leftovers recovery, and he switches in the Cacturn. And this Parahax that I'm about to get does matter because I was about to hammer on him to the face. But anyways, I'm just gonna stay in and do another one just to see what he does. And he decides to set up, and I'm like, okay, he's not sweeping me. That's what I was thinking. So I'm gonna hit him with my hit like I was gonna do in the first place. And yeah, he survives. I was definitely expecting him to kill because I have some attack investment in this thing. I have 0 defense investment, and I have a little special defense. But he goes ahead and seed bombs, by the way, and I survive with 6 HP, and I finish him off. And I'm like, yes, I was so happy that I didn't get Parahax, and also happy that I survived with like a smidgen of life. But anyways, he goes in the Mesprit, and since this thing has no more purpose in the battle, I'll go ahead and let him die. And yeah, so he has Ice Beam. That's good information to know. So I send out my Drowsy, my Musharna, and he decides to switch out in the Miltank. And as I go into Hypnosis, and I'm like, dang, I missed. So I'm like, okay, this thing is my defensive bulky Pokemon on the team. He decides to Body Slam, and that does nothing. So I Hypnosis again, and I miss for the second time in a row. And right now, I see he's trying to get the Parahax. That's fine because I have Synchronized. And he does Body Slam again and still doesn't get it, which is fine. And I go ahead and put him to sleep, as I was trying to originally do in the first place. So now that he's asleep, I'm gonna go ahead and set up my my screens, because I'm trying to set up Find a time to set up. Never mind. Anyway, you'll find out in a second. And I go ahead and moonlight just so he doesn't kill me off while I'm in the middle of doing this little thing. My little strategy here. And he pursues, expecting me to switch out. And no, I don't. And I use light screen. Get my second screen up. So now it's time for me to switch. And he switches as well. And he goes back in the mill tank. And he sees that I have no attacking moves. So he's going to try to use this as a way to wake up. And I switch back into my Regice. And I'm like, yeah. With the walls up, this thing is a monster. And so yeah, I go ahead and focus blast because I have zoom lens on this thing, and when he attacks last, it's like a 20% boost. So all of my attacks, which is thunder, focus blast, and blizzard, which have 70 accuracy, they now have 90, so they rarely will miss now. And he switches, and I do blizzard because I was expecting him to switch. And yeah, he kills off his misfit. And he also trying to scout out my moves as well, I presume. Anyway, he goes into Hitmonchan, and he drain punches. And I'm like, okay, since I have the screen up, I can survive one. And I take that like a champ, because that's a Hitmonchan. Like, anyway, I go ahead and use my Blizzard, because that's my strongest attack, because it's stabbed. And yeah, since I know he's going to try to Mach Punch and finish me off, I'm just going to go to my Musharna, which can take it all day. Well, Drain Punch. And that does nothing. And yeah, Life Orb. It looks like Life Orb is gonna finish himself off. He's gonna finish himself off with Life Orb. So I decided to use Reflect because I know I can survive another Ice Punch. And he decides to do it again. And hopefully, yeah, he does not get a crit. Luckily. And I use Moonlight to get my life back as he kills himself off. So yeah, my light screen wears off and he goes back into Swallow. And I'm like, okay. He Brave Birds. And that does not do much at all as I Moonlight again because I was not 100% sure how much that was going to do. But good thing it doesn't do that much. And yeah, he's about to kill himself off as well. And he facades as I get my screen up again as I'm just sitting here waiting for the Toxic Direct up and him to kill himself off. And yeah, he has a half of HP left. Like if I plug him, he's gonna die. Anyways, back to the battle. I Moonlight again because I'm stalling him out. And all he has left is his mill tank, which I can kill off with all the rest of my Pokemon that I have off. And so he's gonna decide to run. And this is a good battle. So if like